Hey y'all, and welcome back to Mulberry Branch Farm. It's Ashley here with you again, and today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. You don't see us in our kitchen a whole lot, but the reason we're here today is we're actually going to be trying our hand at fermentation. And the reason that we're going to be trying our hand at fermentation is because Ann over at the Fermented Homestead invited us to be part of this collaboration. So every day in February, there's been a video about fermenting of some sort. I am brand spanking new to this. I've never fermented anything. Really, when I think about fermentation, I automatically go to beer or wine. But come to do a little bit of my own research once Anna invited me to do this, that fermentation is something completely different. Fermentation is actually the chemical breakdown of a substance by the way of yeast, bacteria, microorganisms, and it usually goes by the way of effervescence. And the giving off of heat. And yes, I do have Google on my phone over here, so that I got that specifically right, because I want to make sure that you guys understand the definition. Because I know there are a lot of people out there like me, you hear fermentation or fermented anything and you're kind of like, ugh. But fermentation overall is something very, very wonderful. You usually think of things that are really stinky or that might not taste all that good. And in some cases of fermentation, that might actually be the case. But in some, it actually increases the flavor. The longer that it ferments, the better it gets, and the more health benefits you get with that. So along with myself, and obviously Anna at the Fermented Homestead, there's been a whole lot of other homesteaders here on YouTube that have been doing Fermented February. This collaboration is crazy. There are 19 different homestead channels that are participating in Fermented February. But the really awesome thing about this collaboration too is there's a giveaway. Anna over at the Fermented Homestead has done a fabulous job putting this together, and she wants to reward everyone that's been watching the videos with a fantastic giveaway. Now, Anna will be having a live stream on February 28th announcing 2 different winners. And the way that you're going to be entering for this giveaway is you're going to go to every single video in this collaboration. That's right, there was a video every day of February, and you need to go leave a comment on each one of those videos. But don't just stop there. Really stop and take a look at some of these channels and see what they've got to offer. What kind of knowledge are they sharing? What kind of journey are they on? And see if you might be interested in subscribing to those channels. But make sure that you leave a comment on the video, because Anna's going to be using those comments to draw 2 different prizes. So what kind of prizes are we going for? Well, I think it's best to let Anna from the Fermented Homestead tell you all about that.
The reason for this is, on the 28th, I'm going to do a live stream, and we are going to give away 2 Mason Tops kits. We have a regular mouth, or this is a wide mouth. We have a wide mouth kit and a regular mouth Mason Tops kit. And we're going to be giving those away, and the way that we're going to pick that is they're just going to randomly pick 2 of the videos, and then we're going to do a random comment generator on each of those videos, and then whoever wins is going to win the prize. These are available to anybody that lives in the United States of America, and anybody who's outside of the United States of America can win an Amazon gift card of equal value for your country's Amazon. I don't know how that works, but we'll just get you an Amazon gift card, and then you can buy it for yourself, and that way the shipping will not be astronomical.
So if you decide that you like this video and you're kind of interested to see what other things can be fermented or things that are really easy in your own kitchen to ferment, you'll be able to go and pull from that playlist and go check out those other YouTubers to see if it's something that you'd really like to pursue. So when Anna kind of came to me and asked if I wanted to be a part of this collaboration, I was like, well, I don't know what in the heck I'm going to ferment, and I can be kind of a picky eater. Textures throw me off. If things don't smell the way I think they should, that throws me off too. It makes me not want to eat them. So I'm like, those are all things that I kind of associate with fermentation, but that's really not the whole point at all. Fermentation, especially of what we're going to be doing today, adds a whole other layer of health benefits. It adds a whole lot of beneficial probiotics to whatever's being fermented. Anybody that's been around on my channel long enough knows that I am your resident crazy goat lady. I am a CGL. So when Anna approached me with this fermentation collaboration, I really wanted to do something that kind of involved what my passion is, which is my Nigerian dwarf goats. We raise our Nigerian dwarf goats here mostly to better the breed and for dairy purposes. I love having fresh milk, fresh raw milk. to come to every day. I enjoy the time out with my goats. It's a bonding process really when I bring in my girls from the field in the morning and the evening, and we have our own special time together while they're being milked. So I figured what better way to kind of incorporate this whole Fermented February in with things that we're really passionate about here on the farm, which is our goats. And I figured let's ferment some goat's milk. Now, I'm a complete newbie to this. Every video that I looked up on YouTube, everything that I was kind of reading up on was talking about how you would take kefir grains and that you would put them into your milk and that they would turn it into this fermented milk that added all these wonderful layers of probiotic benefits on top of the already beneficial goat's milk. But me being such a noob, I went on Amazon and I decided I'm going to buy Milk Kefir Grains. I didn't know that there were activated grains and non-activated grains. It's really easy to get a hold of Milk Kefir Grains. You can buy them activated or non-activated. I bought mine non-activated. So I'm going to be showing you how you're going to grow your Milk Kefir Grains because these are starter grains. And let me tell you, you'd be surprised how easy it is to activate these little grains. So to get started, you're going to need a nice clean glass jar, a new coffee filter, your starter pack of kefir grains, some fresh milk. We'll be using raw goat's milk in this one, or you can use pasteurized whole milk. So to start out with, I've got a nice clean glass jar, and I've got some wonderful fresh goat's milk. Now the Milk Kefir Grains that I started out with in the starter pack, what we do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to open it up, and on the inside it's got a handy dandy little set of instructions, and it's actually got one packet of the Milk Kefir Grains. So to begin, I'm just going to open up this packet of starter grains. I'm going to put them into the glass jar here. It says use the entire packet. You can see in the bottoms, they do look just like grains. Now, the activation of these grains isn't an overnight deal. So I'm actually going to take my goat's milk and I'm going to put in 1 cup. This is a half cup measuring, or half a cup measure. So I'm going to put in 2 of these. You just put it in there over your grains, and you'll gradually add more and more milk on the following days as you're trying to keep growing your Milk Kefir Grains. So now that I've got 1 cup of fresh goat's milk in with my starter pack of kefir grains, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that coffee filter, I'm going to put it over the top, and you can either do this with a rubber band or even with the tops that come with your jars. You just don't use the lid, you just use the tightener. I'm just going to put that on around here. As you see, I'm going to go ahead and tighten her down. Now all I do is put this bad boy on the counter and I wait for 24 hours before I change the milk out. And it's going to be really interesting to see the growth of these grains in 24 hours. And if you live in a house like mine, make sure that you're going to put this jar somewhere safe where little hands or hungry pets that are big enough to get on your counter can't get to it. So I'm going to be putting mine on the countertop all the way back, and we will come back and see what this looks like in 24 hours. Now, this isn't an overnight deal. I'm not going to have fully activated and big, nice, healthy, strong Milk Kefir Grains in just 24 hours from this 1 cup of milk. It can actually take anywhere from 3 to 7 days. And from what I can gather, the rule of thumb on these is that every day you're going to be changing out this milk, and you're going to be upping the amount of milk you put into your Milk Kefir Grains by half a cup. So today we did 1 cup, tomorrow it'll be 1.5, the next day it'll be 2, the day after that'll be 2.5. And what you're going to be doing is just kind of repeating this cycle until you've actually grown your culture, your Milk Kefir Grains, into a big healthy kefir grain that can take a whole jar of milk like that and turn it to kefir in 24 hours. And I know what you're thinking, because it's probably the exact thing that I thought when I looked at that I have to give it new milk every single day. I'm like, how wasteful to have to use this milk and just change it out. But the good thing about this, even though it's sitting on my countertop, unrefrigerated. If it doesn't smell bad tomorrow, it's still good. It could be fed to the dogs, the cats, it could be given to chickens, it could be given to pigs, or if it's still good, you could use it in different types of cooking projects. So it's not totally a waste. And that made me feel a lot better about wasting the milk to feed the kefir grains. All right, we're technically on day 3 of activating our kefir grains. Yesterday got really busy, like really busy. I didn't have any time to really come home and do anything. It was pretty much come in, get things done out in the barn and go right back out. So my kefir grains back here got neglected a little bit, which makes it kind of like a fun little experiment is the way that I'm looking at this. So you're supposed to feed this bad boy every single day. It really does remind me a lot of Aubrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. You know, needs to be fed all kinds of things to be grown big and strong.
I can grow up big and strong.
It needs fed every day so much to the point where I kind of feel like it's Aubrey 2 for me.
Feed me.
Except instead of human blood, it wants lots and lots of milk. So now what I'm going to do is after having my little Aubrey 2 fester for 2 days without fresh milk, I'm sure that she is very hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and change out the milk. I'm going to take the kefir grains, which should have grown just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take a strainer and strain those from the old milk, and I will get a fresh new jar. And once I've strained those grains, I'm going to put them into the new jar, and I'm going to give Aubrey 2 some nice fresh milk. This time I'm going to be increasing. I know that technically this is day 3, so it should be 2 cups. Because I skipped feeding Aubrey 2 yesterday, I figure let's just stay on track. Let's give her something new. I don't want to overwhelm her. You know, she might not be all that hungry. She's been sitting in the same milk for 2 days. So let's see how this goes. So I'm not really sure how this is going to affect activating these kefir grains, but if I have to hypothesize as a noob without doing any research prior to making this right now, I would say that I probably just stunted its growth. It needs fresh milk every day so that we can kind of hurry along the activation of these grains. And the bad thing about using goat milk, especially fresh goat's milk at room temperature on your counter, is Nigerian dwarf goats have a high, very high percentage of butterfat in their milk. They're actually known for that. So I did notice that there was quite a thick film. It didn't smell terrible. I figured it would smell really bad after like 48 hours on my countertop, but it didn't smell too bad. And I think that might have been because of the kefir grains. Audrey 2 is looking really cute. I gotta say, I'm really digging those cute little grains, but what I'm hoping is that now that I don't have so many crazy days ahead of me, that I will actually be able to feed Audrey 2 on time tomorrow, and we'll up her from 1.5 cups of goat's milk to 2 cups of goat's milk, and then we'll up her to 2 cups tomorrow with what's left of my fresh goat's milk, and I'll also be using a whole milk that I got from the grocery store. So we'll see how that affects her growth too. So today is day 3 of changing out the milk for our kefir grains. I'd say it's safe to say that I'm not the most agile or elegant in a kitchen setting, but I think we got our kefir grains switched over to day 3 with 2 full cups of whole milk and a little bit of raw goat's milk in there. So they grew, but I really probably need to figure out a better system for this. But hey, they're in there. Now we're going to be waiting until tomorrow, day 4. You can see that our grains are growing. You want some milks? How about you? You want some milks? Some you. It's been about 6 days since we started our Milk Kefir Grains. So it does have that separation line at the top again like it did yesterday, which is a good sign. So now that it's time to actually strain my grains from this jar, I will have my actual milk kefir in this jar, and I'm going to refrigerate it, and then I'm going to try it later for you guys. Now, before we started this, Mark had a great idea. We actually went to our local Aldi's, and he got us some goat milk kefir there so that we could try it to see if this was something that we're going to like. And honestly, I thought the taste was pretty pleasant. It was like buttermilk or like unflavored yogurt. So it does kind of have like that sour bite to it, but it wasn't a terrible bite. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to that, and then when I bring you guys back, I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink of the milk kefir from the store and the milk kefir we made here, and maybe do like a taste comparison. I can't believe it's already been 6 days. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a nice little stir. This will probably help too. It's the moment of truth. We're going to be trying the store-bought milk kefir and then my milk kefir. I have a feeling though, this is gonna be a lot thicker than mine because my grains aren't all that developed, but I still want to give this a try while I have you guys on this video. Just gonna give it a little bit. It's important not to go overboard when you're starting your journey down consuming milk kefir, because it's like everything else. Too much can kind of upset your stomach. Oh, there's already a big consistency difference. So my grains still have a long way to go, getting big and strong, but we're still gonna give this a try. Store-bought and mine. I'm going to go off of the store-based kefir first because I'm pretty sure in order for it to be in stores, it had to pass all kinds of different things to actually make it to the store. So bottoms up. Tastes like buttermilk. It's got that nice little sour punch that you get like maybe from like a cottage cheese, or it is a lot like the unflavored yogurts. It's not bad. The consistency is pretty thick, which I kind of like that because it helps my brain to like know this is different than regular milk. I'm really weird like that. Textures freak me out when it comes to food. That didn't freak me out, so that's a really good sign. Now we've got mine, which is very different looking. It scares me a little bit, but oh, it smells a little bit more sour. I don't know about this, guys. Okay. Oh, I don't know if it's because I didn't cleanse my palate from the first one. This one seems sweeter, but I'm guessing probably because my kefir grains were not as strong as what made this, so that it's not as broken down. So this isn't really a good representation, but I'm working on it. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, I'm a noob. We're learning. So you get to watch me go along with my Aubrey science project that was my milk kefir grains. And this is just the beginning because I kind of like this. And with the fact that we've got fresh goat's milk, kidding season is around the corner, so we're gonna have a lot of milk really soon. And it's always nice to have a different way to use that milk other than like cheese and butter. So I'm super excited about this. It's definitely odd. It's almost there. Like it's like you could almost taste it. It was almost kefir. It was almost the thick stuff. I bet if I let it sit longer or like switched out my milk quicker, it would have grown big and strong. But I do think that I kind of stunted my little Aubrey. Didn't get big and strong because I forgot about her for about 48 hours. Thank you all for taking time to come along with me on this journey, trying, in big words, trying attempt at milk kefir or kefir, because I'm sure that's been probably driving you guys crazy throughout the entire video. I say kefir. I'm sorry if it's kefir. Whatever it is, it's good and I want to keep doing it. So remember guys, this is part of a collaboration that ends in a giveaway on February 28th on the Fermented Homestead. Anna will have a live stream where she'll be picking our winners. for those wonderful prizes that we talked about in the very beginning of this video. So make sure you drop your comments down below so that you actually get into this giveaway and visit all of those different channels. Playlist is down in the description as well. And give them all a visit, comment on all of the videos, and get entered into this drawing. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for coming along with us today. We hope that you're all staying healthy out there, being kind to one another, and we're going to catch you on the next one. God bless you.